Welcome to the Near Still Waters podcast, where we journey together towards clarity and calm in the midst of life's storms. Hi, I'm your host, Susie Lubbers, a wife, a life coach, and a mama to 7 amazing grown children. Having homeschooled all of my children, including my special needs child, I've navigated the challenges of raising them and experienced the bittersweet moments of letting go. This journey has not been about teaching academics, but also about discovering how to find peace and purpose through every season of life. You can learn more about me and my mission at nearstillwaters.ca. In this space, we're dedicated to empowering moms. Whether you're in the trenches of homeschooling, navigating special needs parenting, seeking to rediscover your own passions after years of putting others first, you're not alone. Together, we'll explore strategies to bring clarity into the chaos of motherhood and uncover ways to cultivate calm within ourselves, even while accomplishing the hard things. Each episode will share stories, practical tips, inspirational guidance to help you embrace your journey with grace, resilience, and faith. So grab a cup of coffee, take a deep breath, and let's step into a space of learning and growth. Welcome to the Near Still Waters podcast, where your journey to clarity and peace begins. Our story begins with the onset of burnout, a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. I found myself struggling with everyday tasks, feeling overwhelmed and disconnected from the things that I once enjoyed. In the hustle and bustle of homeschooling, family life, marriage, and all the responsibility it brings, it's easy to lose sight of our own well-being. The demands of work, family, and responsibilities can take their toll. They'll leave us feeling depleted and worn out. For me, burnout crept in slowly, like a shadow cast by the relentless march. Next, we'll delve into the role of prayer as a foundation for healing. We can find solace and stability in prayer, experiencing firsthand its ability to reduce anxiety, provide comfort, and foster a deeper connection with God, ourselves, and our own beliefs. In the quiet moments of reflection, I found a sanctuary, a place where worries could be laid aside and burdens lifted. Through the simple act of prayer, you can discover a sense of peace that transcends understanding, a reassurance that you are not alone in your struggles. Rest becomes not just a luxury, but a necessity on our journey. We'll uncover the science behind restorative practices like sleep and relaxation and how they contribute to overall well-being. We need to embrace rest as a vital part to our healing process, finding peace and rejuvenation in moments of peace. Finally, we'll explore the transformative power of walking. For myself, walking became a form of meditation, a way to reconnect with the world and find beauty in simplicity. We'll discuss the physical and psychological benefits of walking, including increased serotonin levels and reduced symptoms of depression. And so, dear listeners, as you navigate the twists and turns of your own journey, may you find solace in the power of song, strength in the embrace of prayer, peace in the gift of rest, and joy in the simplicity of walking. For in these small moments of grace, we find the courage to face whatever challenges may come our way. Thank you for joining me today as we delve into Beyond Burnout, my journey to recovery. Burnout is a state that many of us may experience at some point in our life. Often it manifests as emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion, and it's usually caused by prolonged stress. It can make everyday tasks seem even insurmountable and drain the joy from activities that we once loved. My personal journey throughout burnout was challenging, yet very transformative, leading me to discover a deeper understanding of self-care and of spiritual renewal. As the days passed, the once familiar routines started to feel like burdens to me. Each task seemed to require an immense amount of effort, draining what little energy I had left. Simple decisions became overwhelming, and I found myself withdrawing from the activities that I once enjoyed. Even spending time with loved ones felt like a chore, as I was struggling to muster the enthusiasm to engage fully. Despite my best efforts to push through, the signs of burnout were impossible to ignore. I realized that I needed to take action before things spiraled further out of control. So I sought the guidance of many people, opening up to what I was experiencing. Their empathy and encouragement gave me strength to do what I had to do, and I began to unpack the underlying causes of my burnout. I began to identify areas of my life where I could make meaningful changes to alleviate the pressure. I learned to set realistic boundaries. I learned to prioritize self care and to delegate tasks when it was necessary. Implementing these strategies was not easy, but with time and practice, I started to regain a sense of balance and purpose. Additionally, I made a conscious effort to incorporate activities that nourish my soul, whether it was like spending time in nature, practicing mindfulness, or pursuing other creative hobbies. These moments of respite allowed me to recharge and reconnect with what really, truly mattered to me. Through this journey, I realized that it is not a sign of weakness, but rather a signal that something in our lives needs attention. By acknowledging my limitations and seeking support, I was able to navigate the storm and emerge stronger on the other side. In this podcast, I would like to share a few things anyone can implement in their life to produce a sense of calm when everything around them feels chaotic. These four things I share today are just the beginning of the tools I use to bring me beyond burnout. In future episodes, I will cover more to hopefully unravel what works for you. You have to remember that everyone is different and will benefit from different things. So just try the methods and continue until you find what works for you. I'll be putting a lot of different ideas in front of you. What worked for me will not necessarily work for you. And there may be other things that you may find that work better than what I've suggested. But this is a start. Keep trying until you found what works for you. So let's talk about singing. Singing is a ticket to stress relief and to joy. There's an awesome power in singing. It's not just about singing out loud. It's about finding your happy place and letting that help you. Research shows that singing isn't just fun. It's a natural mood booster, helping you to kick stress to the curb and feel better overall. If you're feeling drained, stressed, and downright blah, singing can definitely help you. When you sing, your body releases feel-good hormones like endorphins and oxytocin, which are your feel-good hormones. Plus, singing in a group can make you feel connected and part of something bigger than yourself, which is very good for your mental health. For me, singing became my daily dose of self-care. It was like hitting the reset button on my mood. And getting involved in community choirs, that was like finding the people that was my tribe, the people who got me and lifted me up when I needed it the most. The bottom line is that singing isn't just about hitting the right notes. It's about finding your inner joy and letting it shine. So next time you're feeling stressed or down, crank up the music and let your voice be heard. After all, who needs a therapist when you have music? So what are some benefits of singing? It relieves stress, for number one. There's a 2017 study that measured the amount of cortisol, the stress hormone, in the participants' saliva before they sang. Researchers in that study found that the amount of cortisol was lower after singing, an indication that people felt more relaxed after they'd sung for a while. They also found singing reduces stress levels, whether the participants were singing in a group or by themselves. There is a small catch though. Cortisol only goes down if you're singing in a place that doesn't make you anxious. So if you're singing in front of a crowd, or you're singing solo in front of the church, or if you're singing solo in a choir, that probably won't get your cortisol levels down because you may find yourself stressed in those situations. Singing also stimulates the immune response. There is some evidence that singing may boost your immune system and help you fight off illnesses. In 2004, there was a test done, actually even just listening to music in two separate sessions. Research subjects either sang or listened to music. Those who sang showed higher levels of immunoglobulin A, an antibody your body secretes to help you fend infections. Listening to music without singing along reduced stress hormones, but it did not stimulate the body's immune system. Singing also improves lung function because singing involves deep breathing and the controlled use of muscles in the respiratory system. It may be beneficial for certain lung and breathing conditions, but it's also been proven that breathing techniques will also decrease stress because when you deep breathe, it brings in more oxygen to your body, but it also lets out the cortisol, so your stress feels lower. So that is another reason that singing is really good for you. Singing also develops a a belonging and a connection when you're singing with others. So often you're around people that you enjoy being around when you sing, and it creates a closeness when you sing together. So singing with your family is a wonderful thing to do to have a better time connecting with one another. It's also good to sing within a choir or a group of people that enjoys to sing. It's very important to get those connections so that you can feel a sense of being together. One of the neurochemicals released when people feel bonded together is oxytocin. It's also known as a love hormone. Spontaneous, improvised singing causes your body to release this feel-good hormone, which may help you feel a heightened sense of connectedness. Of course, when you are sad or in a state of grief, it will help you with the emotional pain of any grief that you may have. A 2019 study conducted among people dealing with grief, researchers found that those who sang in a choir, depression symptoms didn't get worse over time and their sense of well-being remained stable. In fact, the choir singers felt the gradual improvement of their self-esteem during or after the 12-week study. Those in the control group who didn't participate in the singing intervention reported no benefits at all. Singing improves mental health and mood. Researchers found that the participants in a 2018 study reported that their mental health, mood, sense of well-being, and feeling of belonging as a result of singing, and they were quite surprised at how well those people were doing. This list is not exhaustive, but I'm hoping that you get the picture and can be convinced that this simple thing you can do without spending a lot of time doing it. You can sing while you're working. You can sing all day long. And a bad day can be turned into a good day just from singing. Are you navigating the rewarding but challenging journey of homeschooling? Do you sometimes wish for guidance tailored just for you and your family's unique needs? Hi, I'm Susie Lovers, Christian homeschool life coach, and I'm here to help you find clarity and peace in your homeschooling adventure. Join me on my podcast, Near Still Waters, where we explore the joys and hurdles of homeschooling with faith and love at the center. And here's something special just for you. I am offering a free one-on-one coaching session to help personalize your homeschooling experience, ensuring that it aligns with your family's values and goals. Whether you're looking for fresh teaching strategies, need help balancing your day, or want to deepen your self-awareness techniques, I'm here to support you. This is more than just advice. It's about building a community and growing together in faith and knowledge. Spaces are very limited, so don't wait. Visit nearstillwaters.ca or click the link in the episode description to schedule your free session today. Also, I'm offering a $27 course on children's different learning needs. So there's different ways that your children learn, and it's very important for you as a parent to discover what that is. I've created a course with a beautiful, full-fledged e-booklet to go with the course. It's just a mini course. It won't take long to get through, but the knowledge is abundant. Go to nearstillwaters.ca, click on the Unleashing Potential, find Nurturing Your Child's Learning Style. You will be able to download for $27 this small mini course, along with a beautiful workbook that you'll be able to go back to again and again, and you will be able to help your child in a way more effective way as a homeschool parent. This is a must-have for every homeschool parent, all at the low cost of $27. Get your copy today. Prayer is also a foundation for happiness and stress relief. The power of prayer in my journey in healing. When life felt like a roller coaster, with ups and downs hitting me left and right, prayer became my anchor. It was the one thing that remained constant, offering me a sense of stability, and everything else seemed to be crumbling around me. And there is science behind that also, that prayer is important for mental health. Studies in 2012 have shown that prayer can work wonders when it comes to reducing anxiety and depression and helping to cope with stress. Through prayer, we feel God's gracious presence and His Holy Spirit, a force of love and compassion that is always there and ready to lift us up when we need it the most. I wasn't asking for miracles or quick fixes, but it's about finding peace in the midst of chaos and trusting that everything will work out in the end. Prayer is not just a band-aid for problems. It's a change. It's a catalyst for transformation. As I opened my heart before God, suddenly the challenges I faced didn't seem so insurmountable before. I had a newfound sense of purpose and clarity that propelled me toward He was greater than my biggest fear and anxiety. And prayer became a sanctuary, a sacred space where I could find peace and presence. So what are the benefits of prayer? Prayer changes our focus. It's easy to get caught up in the circumstances going on around us, good or bad. Praying directs our focus away from this earth and toward God in heaven. Prayer brings us closer to God because prayer is communicating with God. It helps us build our relationship with Him. It's one of the many ways we can get to see who He is and experience who He is. Prayer also ushers us before God's presence. In the Old Testament, people needed the priests, the prophets, to talk to God for them. But when Jesus died, the veil of the temple was torn in two, and it opened the way for us to talk to God ourselves. Prayer is the way to help others. There are two ways to pray. One is praying with someone, and the other is praying for someone. One is done in person or over the phone, while the other is done in your private time. Prayer helps calm us. The world is full of things that can create anxiety within us, and prayer can restore our peace. Prayer also brings about change. The familiar phrase, prayer changes things, is true. Sometimes the things that change are the circumstances, while other times we are the thing that prayer changes. God promises to hear the prayer of the needy when they cry. The list goes on and on. The benefits of prayers just can't be exhausted. Prayers help us find the direction in life. It can prevent us from making wrong decisions and falling into sin. Through it, we learn to submit to God's will. Prayer helps us receive forgiveness and love. It also helps us love our enemies as we understand how we were once God's enemy, but through Christ, we are friends and heirs. Next, I'd like to talk about the importance of rest. It's not just about lounging on the couch or taking a nap. It's about giving our body and mind the break it deserves. I used to think that resting was not good. It meant I was being unproductive or lazy. But I was very wrong. Turns out rest is actually a super important part of staying healthy and happy. I stumbled upon some research by Walker in 2017 that totally changed my mind. It turns out that restorative practices like sleep and relaxation can do wonders for our mind and our body. They can help lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone that likes to wreak havoc on us, boost our brain power, and even improve our overall health. So, who knew that resting could be so beneficial to us? So, armed with this newfound knowledge, I decided to make rest a priority in my life. I started by establishing a bedtime routine. Lights out, electronics off, and cozying up with a good book became my nightly ritual. And let me tell you, the difference it made was day and night. But rest isn't just about sleeping. It's also about finding moments of stillness and quiet throughout my day life. Whether it was sipping a cup of tea on the porch or taking a leisurely stroll in my backyard, I made a point to carve out time for relaxation. Those little moments of peace were like little nuggets of gold in my hectic schedule. Of course, learning to rest effectively wasn't always easy. Old habits die hard, and it took some serious effort to break free from the constant hustle and bustle of modern life. But with time and practice, I discovered that rest wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a necessary part of the healing process. So if you're feeling burnt out or overwhelmed, I encourage yourself to give yourself permission to rest. It's not selfish. It's self-care. Take the cue from nature and allow yourself the ebb and flow to recharge and rejuvenate. Trust me, your body and your mind will thank you. Another method I used to help me overcome my burnout was I would walk. Walking became more than just a physical exercise. It was a way to reconnect with the world around me. Each step was a meditation, an opportunity to observe and appreciate the simpler aspects of life that I had overlooked before. The texture of the pavement, the rustling of the leaves, and the rhythmic pattern of my own breathing. Walking not only improves physical health, but it also contributes to the psychological well-being by increasing serotonin levels and reducing the symptoms of depression. Recovering from burnout required me to reassess my priorities and embrace practices that nurtured my whole being. Singing, prayer, resting, and walking were not just activities, but lifelines that guided me back to health. They helped me to rediscover the joy of every day and the importance of caring for my spiritual, mental, and physical health. Through sharing my story, I hope to inspire others who may be experiencing similar challenges. Burnout is not an end, but a beginning, a chance to reset and rediscover oneself. Embrace your journey with open arms and a willing heart. you'll find your way back to life and you'll find it filled with meaning and joy. If you would like to connect with me to find more ways to overcome burnout or find answers for any difficulties you may be experiencing in your home school, you can contact me at nearstillwaters.ca and we can talk about any issues you may have, find a way to find solutions for your difficulties. I would just love to connect with you.